I'm doing good.
Was that the most awkward landing you've had on the sideline, playing or not playing?
Definitely. I didn't even know it honestly happened until after the game, and my mom, she showed me, she's like, boy, you crazy. Look what's going on. I was like, man, I was just so amped up. I felt pretty hard, though. I'm not going to lie, I felt pretty hard. So I was a little worried at first, a couple of days, like, man, I hope I didn't hurt anything too serious, but I'm good, though. But it definitely was an awkward landing, for sure.
What were you trying to do?
Honestly, I don't even know. Like, I was just so amped up, man. That was like one of the best plays I've seen in recent memory, and I was just so excited, just trying to celebrate and support my guys, and then that ended up happening. So that was just a lot of emotion just being expressed right there.
How cool is it to see a guy like Cardarius having moments? I mean, we've seen him multiple times on moments like that in these huge games when he waited so long, went through the injuries, all that stuff to prove himself.
I mean, it's great, man. That's what you kind of get in this profession for, man, to see the hard work that guys put in behind the scenes. I mean, obviously his story, he had a lot of injuries, battled early on in his career, rehab, never complained, battled back, always on the kind of the bubble of the roster, making plays out here in practice, and then when he gets opportunity, now he's making big time plays for the world to see. I mean, this is a great thing to see, man, and just one of the things I personally always believed in is hard work always gonna pay off, no matter. It might not happen, it might not show when you want it to, but if you keep on putting the work in, it's going to pay off. And I think that's what's happening with AD right now. So it's real neat to see. It's no surprise to us. I'm just glad that the world's starting to see that all the hard work he's putting in and what type of player he is.
Zach,
So do you see yourself in him a little bit too? As for undrafted guys getting up there and playing at a really high level?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I can relate to it, man. I mean, obviously I understand what it's like to be, undrafted, where I got to fight for everything you get counted out. A lot of people, you really can't make any mistakes because the undrafted label is always going to follow you. So I can definitely relate to what he's doing and where he's come from. So it's really good to see.
Zach, Kyle Van Noy's at a career-high sacks at 33 years old. I'm curious from your perspective, what's made this season so successful for him, and at what point preseason or during the season did you realize that he was on this trajectory to reach that mark? Yeah,
I mean, I think last year he had a great year, and we got him in the middle of September or something like that. So we anticipated him having a great year from the standpoint of he had a full off season, a full year underneath his belt, just from a physical standpoint, and then just him another year being with us being familiar with his game, and him just putting the work in, man. I mean, he had a great training camp, and anything that he's doing right now is not surprising us because he works hard at it, man. And like I've always said, he's one of the best students of the game that I've personally been around. So he's able to apply everything he sees on film, everything he does out on practice to the game at a high level, man. And what he's done for us has been real valuable. So I'm happy with KV, man. I'm proud of him. Another testament of a guy who's putting the work in, and it's showing on game day.
Him being the old head in the room, how does his success kind of permeate through a lot of that group?
I think that it just shows those guys, man, that there's no limitations that, even people might try to put limitations on. You can't pay attention to the outside noise. You block that out. You show up at work every single day and you put in the work. It's going to pay off. So I think he's been a great example for not only those guys in the outside linebacker room, but for our whole defense and for our whole team, that no matter how long you've been playing, no matter what people say, if you do things the right way, it's going to work out for you.
Exactly. We never know really what we're going to get with Marlon, whether it's going to be interesting talking and what he does, what he's going to say. How unique of his personality is he? How well have you gotten to know him over the years?
Man, I've gotten to know Marlo real well. And he definitely has a unique personality, but the thing I love about it is he's going to be himself. And you're going to get Marlon, and he's going to tell you the truth. He's going to tell you how he feels, and it's always coming from a good place. So, I think Marlo really stepped up his leadership this year. And he's always been a guy who's always been himself. He's been a little bit more vocal, which I feel like he realized he has to because he's what, year 8, year 7. He's one of the longest tenured Ravens here. So guys look up to him, guys listen to him, and he's not only leading with his words, but he's leading with his actions most importantly. So we love Marlon. We want Marlon to be himself. If he's not himself, then something's wrong, So we want Marlon being his crazy self, and we appreciate it, and I think he appreciates us for letting him be himself.
Zach, speaking of outside noise, just curious, and there was so much noise earlier in the season about the defense and so forth. What's that just like for you personally to go through that and deal with it?
I mean, it was tough. It was tough for me personally. It was tough just because my family and all that. My family, they see stuff and everything. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm naive or I don't hear that stuff. And my family, they the ones that were really affected by it. But I tell them all the time, it's nothing new, man. It's like adversity always gonna hit, and if I'm a preach it, I gotta live it. So like we always say, there's no testimony without no test. So we're just going through a little test, and hey, there might be more tests to come, but we know how to handle it. So you just got to block out the noise, whether it's good or whether it's bad, and stay focused at the task at hand.
And on the flip side of that, and I know you're always sort of looking ahead and planning for the next thing, always trying to improve, but did you allow yourself any gratifying moment, or did you feel any gratifying moment when you saw the guys kind of turning the corner on some of that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, you always appreciate when the work starts to show. When the work starts to show, like I said, we keep talking about putting the work in. When it starts to show and it starts to pay off, you definitely appreciate those things. And I think for us, and me personally, and for us here in this organization, it just makes you even hungrier, man. It makes you want to even go even that much harder. So that's what we chasing now. So it's good to see the work to pay off, but we know we got a lot more work to do, and that's what we chasing. That's what we hungry for.
Piggybacking off that, Zach, how special was the defensive shutout that you guys pitched, and then especially for you, it's on the 8-year anniversary of the Christmas game for you as a player. Was there any special significance with that?
Oh man, it was funny. I wasn't even really, honestly, me personally thinking about that. I was just so focused on, man, the game and make sure our guys were ready to roll, which they were. But it was special, man, because I mean that's what you strive for, man. You strive for perfection and you achieve excellence. That's one of the things that another thing I live by. If you guys gonna know, I got a lot of quotes and stuff that's in my mind. But it wasn't perfect, but we achieved excellence that day. So I think it was good. I was proud of the guys because, like I said, man, these dudes sacrifice a lot, man, with their bodies, with their mind, families. Obviously, Christmas, going on the road, short turnaround. A lot of people didn't see their families on Christmas. So for them to go out there and put a performance like that, it was great. And I think it just shows us, like, if we play together, we on point, we do things we can do, we can put performances like that. So now we're looking for the next one.
Zach,